32 days in Zimbabwe. Yes, I had my 32 days in Zimbabwe. I had planned to do 30 days, but I added 2 more days. And just checking the comment section from some of my videos, some were asking, so have you decided to move? Have you moved already? Have you moved with the family? This video is just an update, and I also want to give a bit of a background where these videos are coming from, what's happening, where am I going, what are my intentions. And for some of you, you might have started watching videos probably when I was already in Zimbabwe. I started making these videos when I was still here in Durban, and it was from that move. My apologies, I have a terrible cough, I have a terrible flu, so my voice, probably you might not be familiar with my voice today. I actually can't recognize my voice, but I thought I should just come here, and I owe you an update of what has been happening since I've been quiet for a few days now. Prior to me going to Zimbabwe, I felt a wave. This wave was triggered when I went to Zimbabwe in February for the burial of my young brother. And I feel like this wave of relocating is triggered by something. For some, it is triggered because they've already made the man that they wanted. So it triggers them to say there's nothing else that I'm doing here. So they decide to go back to Zimbabwe. And for some, the wave is triggered when you feel you are being ill-treated. You feel you don't have peace. You feel there's something better in Zimbabwe. So you are triggered inside of you to say, I need to relocate and go back to Zimbabwe. So for me, the trigger was when I went for my burial, for the burial or for the funeral of my young brother in February. When I was there, after we buried him, I decided to take a visit, just a week in the rural areas, like our rural homestead, to just have that fresh air and try to forget everything that has happened. So when I was there in the rural areas, that's when I felt at peace. I felt the calmness. I felt I needed that life of me being in the rural areas. That's when I started sharing my journey and my story with you on this platform on YouTube. And as I was sharing these stories, the call for me to go back home became deeper and more intense. But I thought of going to Zimbabwe first, to be on the ground. Because after watching YouTube videos, of vlogs, sometimes you can make a move out of emotions. It triggers your emotions, then you feel like I need to relocate tomorrow. So I had to take a journey to Zimbabwe just by the end of May. And I was in Zimbabwe for 32 days. My first video that I did, when I was letting you know that I landed in Zimbabwe with only 200 US dollars. That's all I had with me. And this was a lesson for me, and also to let others who are still in the diaspora know that is it possible to just land with only 200 US dollars and still survive for at least 30 days. Mind you, I did not close the door for my work. I still continued to work, still continued with my online work. And in the videos that are going to be coming to you this week, I'm going to show you how I had to spend the 200 US dollars. I was just taking notes. I'm going to be showing you my daily expenditure and also my daily incomes. And just as a spoiler, I will tell you that I managed to make money in Zimbabwe more than the money I've made for years in the diaspora. One thing that I'll let you know in advance is that there is money in Zimbabwe. Once you know your area, once you know an area, once you discover a certain corner, a certain area, I'll tell you, you can make a lot of money in Zimbabwe. And for me, coming from South Africa where we use rands, when you make US dollars in Zimbabwe, that money will not enjoy outside of Zimbabwe. When you come back to South Africa, you enjoy that money. Because when you talk of 100 US dollars in Zim, it's nothing. People can just talk about that. Please, can you close the door, please, Tino? Please. Once you make 100 US dollars, it's nothing. That 100 US dollars is nothing. How to make it? It's nothing. 100 US dollars is nothing. How to make it? When you have discovered a line of trade. Personally, I do online work. I do consultations, social media consultations. I do graphic design. I run a media company. So when I charge you 100 US dollars, people will be like, oh, 100 US dollars. Sorry about that. When you come back to South Africa, the black market, that 100 US dollars is 2,000 rand. And for someone to pay you 2,000 rand in South Africa, that's a lot of money for them. But in Zim, I noticed that people can just pay you $200. It's easier for them to just pay. Oh, you're saying $200 to just record this live service for us, 200 US, pay you. But for someone to pay 4,000 rand in South Africa, it's very difficult. You end up charging 2,000 for a church service. Please, can you close the door? Is the door that's making noise there? Thank you. My apologies, guys. Sorry. So these are some of the things that I was learning when I was in Zimbabwe. That you can make money in Zimbabwe. You only have to find an area. If you noticed also when I was in Zim, I visited Mugowe family, I visited Batsi, I visited Miss V, I visited one other, I visited Mrambinda, I visited Juru Growth Point. If you check these people who have got YouTube channels, I'm telling you, if you follow them, you actually discover that they are doing something, they are doing projects, they are making money in Zim, they've covered some line of trade, and they are making money. They are not struggling. That's one thing that you know, which is a fear of many who want to relocate. They say, I will begin to struggle. I tell you, coming to South Africa, going to the diaspora is actually an advantage. You have exposure, you have seen things, you have seen how money is being made by people in the diaspora. You have seen some avenues that you can actually explore. And this is the one big advantage of getting into the diaspora, then coming back home to Zimbabwe. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the sources of income in Zimbabwe. It takes a video of 30 minutes on its own to just tell you the sources of income in Zimbabwe and how I was personally making money, and also how I was seeing people making money in Zim. And one of the questions that I can answer for you now, people would ask to say, so are you ready to move? The perfect answer is no. I'm not yet ready to move to Zimbabwe. I'm not even ready. I don't think I'm even at 20% ready to move. Moving to Zimbabwe, relocating, especially after 16 years, it's not an emotional event. It's not just an emotional trigger, then you just respond emotionally. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of planning. Otherwise, you have a fail relocating. I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people who are struggling also. There are people who are struggling. There are people who failed to make proper necessary plans, and they relocated just like that, and they are living a life that's not very pleasing. Some of them could not come on camera, but to share their stories with me, you know. So one of the things that I've taken from that is that I need to be well planned, well organized. Things have to be, I might not have figured it out all, but there has to be something that's planned. You need a piece of land. You need where will you be staying? That's question number one. Where are you going to be staying when you get to Zim? I do have a stand. I do have 2 stands that I can say in my homestead. The one in Dombosha, I have a place where my mom is staying. That house that I built, that is there. I've got 3 options of where to stay. But I have to also ask my question, where will I be happy the most? Definitely, I wouldn't want to go with my family and go stay with another family. That's my mom and Wazukuru. No. I wouldn't want that. Would I want to go back to my homestead with my family and start there from zero? Yes, probably, but there's no house, there's nothing, there's no structure at the moment, so I can't go there. And also, I'm not so happy being in the remote rural areas. I want to build something there, a project that can run pigs, whatever, cattle, goats, because there's vast land, but my family, probably I would need them to be closer to the urban, peri-urban. If it's a move to the rural, maybe that can happen some years later or some time later. But in the meantime, I would need probably to develop something closer to the urban. This is how I want to raise my children. This is where I want to raise them. I know someone saying your kids can adjust quickly. They're very small kids. They can adjust. Yes, they can adjust. But I also have preference. I also have to choose the kind of love that I would want. I also have to choose the neighbors for my children. Not speaking bad about the rural, but there are certain things that I saw that I didn't like, that I felt no. Because I grew up in Buhera. I was born in Murambinda Hospital. And I would walk 7 to 8 kilometers. Excuse me. I would walk 7 to 8 kilometers to school as a grade 1 child. Would I want that for my grade 2 child? No, definitely no. I would want my child to go to a school that is close. Would I want to do homeschooling? Though good, it's good for others. But personally, I want my child to go and interact. As I am seeing the 2 years that he has been in school, I've seen his communication skills, how he gets along with people, how he plays his soccer at school, how he plays his cricket at school. I want him to grow up as a part of a community of other same-minded, same-level kids, and kids who are even better in terms of the intellect, in terms of I want there's a certain way and a certain lifestyle that I would want my kids to go, things that I couldn't afford, that I feel my child would also need to access. So I'm not yet ready to move. And also the other things, I like I said, this is just an update, but I'll do deeper details, delve deeper into more detail concerning these things, especially when it comes to where you're going to be staying. Are you going to be renting? Can you relocate after 26 years and go and rent? Some of us, we have got kind of an ego as a pastor and the pastor's wife. Should she go now and be doing duties, and we are renting, then the toilet is messed up, my mom friend is come and check? Probably because of our egos, we can say no. Relocating needs you to go to a place that you call your own, especially after so many years in the diaspora. So we are not ready. There's no structure. Yes, I've started the car wash project, and I've also chicken business, chicken project. And when it comes to chicken business, this Friday the chickens are coming out. This coming Friday, yes, the 5th, the chickens are coming out. We have 100 chickens that are coming out. This batch is coming out, so you can order your chickens. Send me a message if you're around Harare. We can deliver for you, especially in the CBD. So the projects are running. The car wash is going to be running soon. We're going to do an official opening of the car wash once everything is in place. That is, we are working on it this July. Starting August, the car wash we should be launching it, and we want 5-10 cars from the subscribers to become. We wash them there, and I'm going to do a video. Definitely I'll be back in Zim. I'll be back in Zim before August. I'll be back again in Zim to be on the ground and to see what's happening. And like I said, there's money in Zimbabwe. I need that money, and I have to go back to Zimbabwe. I'm still planning my schedules, how I'm going to be doing it and managing it, but I'm going to be back in Zim before the month of August, and so that I can make money. So these are the things. Accommodation. We also need power. In Epworth, where I was spending most of my time, there's no power at our house. Within the area, there's electricity, but we haven't actually brought the electricity into our own house. And as long as there is no electricity, the solar that we have cannot power much like what I need. People can watch TV, people can do whatever, but I also want them to be watching TV whilst I'll be working, so that I don't disturb their peace and the way they live. So I would need probably some batteries, 48 volts batteries, a bit of some solar panels, and once that is there, at least that will allow me to work. It was so difficult for me to record videos and upload them. This video that I'm doing right now, I know that when I'm done, it will take me a few minutes to edit, and I'll upload it within less than 3-4 minutes. I'll have uploaded the video. So I need that ease when I go back to Zim. These are some of the things that I think I need to prepare, because I work online and because I need power to do my work. And as long as that power is not there, it's not ideal for me to just take my family and say we are relocating. We need more than just charging our phones. We need the laptop to be running. You need the thing is, as I've seen when I went to see Batsi, when I went to see Mugobe, I was inspired, because the same lifestyle they were living in South Africa is actually the same lifestyle they are living in Zim, probably even better, because they managed to plan. I was listening to Mgove's wife. She was saying the first time she saw the house was when 6 months ago, when they relocated to Zimbabwe. That's when she saw the house. But the husband was well organized. He need everything that he needed. He made sure it was there, the plan that he wanted. So you can only tell that you're in Zimbabwe when you come out of the house. When you're still inside the house, seated there, there's a very big TV. I've got tiles on the floor, toilets. I'm telling you, 5-star hotels. It's like you're in a 5-star hotel. The toilets are nice. Everything, the setup is nice. When you get outside the house, that's when you will know, oh, you're still in Zimbabwe. But what I like is they planned before they moved. This is also what I want. I want my kids, when they are seated, because most of these things I'm doing for my kids. Yes, I know, partly for myself, for my peace, but for my children and for my children's children. I just want to leave that legacy, and I want them to be happy, because I feel satisfaction will only I only have a proper satisfaction when I know my wife is happy, my children are happy, and so I want them, when they move, the transition is to happen. It has to happen seamlessly. It has to happen that when they get there, they don't feel a lack of something. Right now in South Africa, the kids are on holiday. They spend most of their time probably playing games, watching TV, unlimited data. I want that. There has to be Starlink at my home when I go back. There has to be my room, my bedroom, and their bedroom. I don't want to just go back home and squash and force myself into people's lives. So I feel that these are some of the things that I've been learning for the past 32 days, that when you go to Zim, proper accommodation, proper electricity, you also need running water. You need water. A bore is a necessity. It has to be there. And also, considering my finances, I thought of Mugodi, that's that well. This is one thing that I learned from Mugodi. Also, they dug a well and they had to just put a water pump, and they're powering it with solar. So the same solar power that's powering in the house is the same solar power they were using the bore. They just switch it on when they're filling in the tanks. Then when their tanks are full, then they switch off the solar. So this is also one thing that I'm thinking of, to say a bore, you won't need much, because these days there are scammers when it comes to bore. An advert will say we'll drill a bore for you 1,800, but in actual fact, when you get on the ground, you need 3,000, 3,500 plus for that bore. So that's one thing that I'm also looking into, to say I will need to have a bore or a well, and put a solar pump or a water pump. That's what I'm working on. And since I've started projects, I believe the car wash will be bringing in something. I also believe the chicken business will be bringing in something, because once the 100 chickens are out, you're putting another 100 chickens. Those $300 profit after every 1.5, after every 6 weeks, I think that's enough to at least to do something. And also me still working online. I've also actually discovered that these videos that I upload on social media, on YouTube, are actually generating some income. I'll be sharing with you some of the figures. I'll be sharing with you some of the figures of what I've been working on, and the money that has been coming on from my online work, from some of the people who are on this platform. Some have already started sending me to see their properties, to manage their properties, to connect them with land developers, and also that's some kind of income that has also been coming. And I want to say something: if you are on a journey, if you are determined to work out, it might be slow, it might not be the pace that you're expecting, but things will definitely work out. And what's the other thing? So I think in most of my videos you're hearing me saying rural. When I was saying rural, I was just meaning peri-urban, places like Zico, places like Dema, places closer to Lombosha, places closer to Harare, where you can board a combi for $1 or $2 and you're already in town. And in my journey, and I'm gonna be doing a video where I'm gonna be giving my wife a feedback. It's only that when I came here, she had a terrible flu and she's also coughing. Maybe you can hear in the background. I'm also coughing terribly. But we're going to be doing a video together where I'm going to be detailing my feedback to her. And when I'm telling her, it will also be for your good. You'll be listening and also capturing some of the things that I've discovered, some of the notes I've written down during my journey in Zimbabwe. And before I even went to Zim, she grew up in Wedza. My wife grew up in Wedza. She grew up in Wedza, and she used to go to school, you know, and stuff. So there are certain things that she has experienced that she feels now it's time for her to rest, and also not let the children go through the same experience. So her part, she's clear. She wants peri-urban, not the rural homestead. I want peri-urban, but I also want to develop my rural homestead. And one of the guys that I met along the way was from Mrewa, was talking to me and offering me land. And that's one thing that I'm gonna also explore, because we're talking of plus 2 acres, 3 acres. That's a vast piece of land. And also considering that it's only $2 from the CBD, you can people actually drive every day from that place to town and back every day. They work. So, hey guys, it's a whole lot. I'm trying to process all this experience has opened my eyes, it has opened my mind. And one thing for certain is that the relocation is inevitable. It's gonna happen. It might not be now, but I know it's gonna happen. It might take a year or two, or I don't know, but it has to happen. But now it is the process has to take place on the ground. And I want you to just continue this journey with me. Is I push, is I explore the possibilities, is I explore the choices and the options that I have on the ground. And if you've watched this video up to this far, please make sure you've liked and also subscribed to this channel. And it shows that in you also there's that call to be home, that call to say you have something that you call your own, that you need to say, this is my own thing, this is my place, this is where I don't pay rent. And funny thing is, I'm doing this video on the 30th of June. This is the last day of the month. Rent, I've already started receiving text message to say we need our rentals, you know. And thinking of it, just calculating the money, putting it in US dollars, that's a money that's enough to buy bricks and enough to buy almost 10,000 bricks. And this is going to just go for my rentals for a 30-day stay. And it seems like I have a different mindset. I have a different way of seeing things. When I have money, the way I used to spend before going to Zimbabwe for this experience, it's going to be different. The way I used to buy things, not saying or I'll be limiting myself or budgeting too much, but it's going to be different, because now there's a goal. There's something that I want to put in place. There's something that we want to build, and it has to be built, and sacrifices have to be made so that this relocation can become a reality. And I've also noticed that for some who might not want to fully relocate, because at first you might not want to fully relocate, go and test the waters. Put one leg in Zim, one leg in wherever you are, and invest in Zimbabwe. It's a good thing if you actually find your line of trade a corner where you can invest. Earning in US dollars is more beneficial than earning in rands like we are doing in South Africa. And I'm telling you, you can actually enjoy, your family can still remain in South Africa if you're not fully convinced of moving. Once you make money in Zimbabwe and taking care of your children, your family in South Africa, it will be actually even worth it, because you earn 100 US dollars, you said it's already 2,000 rand, and they can do more in South Africa than they can do in Zimbabwe. One also thing, the issue of transport. I think the next time I'll be going to Zim, I'll be driving. I need to be with my own car so that I can move from one place to another place easily. I've noticed that I had a lot of struggles with movement. Traveling was hectic. I'm telling you, you don't go, you have to be home at least by 5 o'clock because you're not driving. You are forced to move early. I know in Zim there's a lot of congestion, but you can make a choice to say, okay, I'll start driving around 10 o'clock so that I avoid congestion. But if you don't have your own car, your own mode of transport, you are forced to vacate places early sometimes you arrive late, and it's very, very, very limiting. And also, we are a bit, bulky, a bit, not that much, but though, like another day we're told to sit 5-5 when going to Dombosha after paying $1.50. And I had to say, no, we can't be 5. This place is actually for 3 people. You're saying you should be 5 on it, sit. So those are some of the things. It's so humiliating. So I don't know. I'm not saying those who are already in Zimbabwe using their public transport, some are used to it, but some are not used to it. You're coming from your states after 25 years. You also need your peace. You need a source of mode of transport that is reliable. So you have a choice to say, I will need to buy a car. I will have my own car. The issue of registering a vehicle in Zimbabwe is a bit expensive. Like I said, you need about $92 for just a radio license. Even if you don't have a radio in your car, it's compulsory. And even the licensing fees. For myself, my car is due. I have to buy a license tomorrow. It's only $30. 30, that's 600 rand. I'm saying it's 600 rand. So around $30. That's for the whole year. 12 months, which is almost a quarter or a 60 of what I have to pay when I get to Zim. So guys, this is just an update, a random update after 32 days in Zimbabwe. And from tomorrow, the starting of July, up until Friday. And also Friday, let me tell you that we're going to be having the first ever question and answer live on YouTube. The very first question and answer. I'll be doing that from 9 p.m. Central African time this Friday. This Friday should be the 5th of July. That's when I'm going to be doing a first ever question and answer live. So don't miss that one, because you'll be asking questions and I'll be responding. I was your guy on the ground. I was doing it for my family, for myself, but I know some have been benefiting from my journey, and we're going to continue with that. This week, expect figures. Expect me to be holding a pen, looking at my paper, telling you that on the first day I spent how much, and how much did I earn. Up until the 32nd day, how much did I earn? How much did I spend? Is it worth it to relocate, or I should just continue working in South Africa? These questions will be answered in full. But I thought I owed you an update, and an update I've given you. Pray for me that I will have a quick recovery. The way I'm speaking, I can't even recognize my own voice. I'm struggling. My chest is heavy, but I know I'll be well and I'll be fine. And I believe that tomorrow will be a great day for me. It will be a better day for me, health-wise, and also ready to give you more videos. My name is Godwin Shirume, and this is my journey. And I'm gonna give it to you as raw as it is, without much editing of the videos, but with much truth, authenticity, and be real as I can be. So to meet again tomorrow. Make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you have also hit the like. Make sure you also leave a comment in the comment section. If this journey has been helpful to you, please let me know. I need the positive comments. I'll answer to you why I had to cut down the trees when my Dombosha was stand. The answer is simple. The tree was, when the stand was divided, I was given more like the orchard side. So there's nothing that I can do with the trees in the center of the yard. Because people are saying, why did you cut the avocado? Guys, I also have 5 senses. I reason, I see. I love trees. As you will see in my rural homestead, I'm not going to cut any trees. I only cut trees where I want to build. Besides that, I love the trees. So some of the comments are a bit harsh, I don't know. But I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. Just be part of the journey, and let's go through the journey together. To meet again tomorrow. You have a blessed day. Peace.